of the world, a teacher is seen differently from other kinds of professionals. Right? So, what is self-esteem? It is the opinion we have of ourselves. Self-esteem is not your reputation. Self-esteem is not what people think about you. Self-esteem is what you think about yourself. Oh, and you know that in Nigeria, for example, it's okay for some teachers to think that they are less than the parents. Have you seen that before? Also, in my son's school many years ago, when my sons was in college, we would go to PTA meeting. And the teachers would be in the PTA meeting at Kanto. And we parents will be talking. I know some parents are licensed to abuse anything. They collected the license from when they came back. I said the teacher too is not a parent. So one day I went to meet the head of the I said, so this meeting is called Parents Teachers Association Meeting. Therefore, why should parents only talk and teachers don't talk? They just delete teacher because the PA meeting, Parents Association Meeting. So I went to tell the teachers, guys, we are all in this meeting. It's our association. And they said, sir, this thing you are trying to do, you can't go. Headmaster tried to not give us approval to come. So I said, Master, why invite them? I said, what is more annoying that some of these teachers have children here, they are also parents. So that's after the passage of time. You become a teacher, you can't talk. So how did we create a society where a teacher can attend a parent-teacher association and he doesn't have the power to talk just because he's a teacher? Can you imagine a meeting of doctors, patient association and the doctor can't talk? Have you ever talked about that? Have you ever talked about policemen and Nigeria association? Who will talk more? Or SARS Nigeria association? Who will not talk? You. We talk, they talk the other way. Now, so we must ask ourselves as teachers, how do we see ourselves? Very important. Go to the next slide, please. Very, very important for us to think about. How do you see yourself as a teacher? So, a person that does not have self-esteem can never be successful in life. Let me ask you a question. How many musicians do you know that do well in life? Give me names of some musicians. They are all teachers. Names, musicians you like. The Bunch, Water Boy, Whiskey, Fela, Two-Face. Good. Now, so let me ask you a question. Dare, you didn't mention the ones who sing when you have problem. You are only mentioning a help. Now, you have those kind of musicians, right? But let me ask you a question. So, let me use Ebenezer Obey. How many people know Ebenezer Obey? Okay, you people are old. You are old. So, if you know Ebenezer Obey, you are old. And we are now, Ebenezer Obey was a backup musician to who? Fatai Rolling Dollars. Is that correct? How many people know Fatai Rolling Dollars? Okay, let's number one. Okay, let's number. Yeah, so that's Fatai Rolling Dollars. So, Fatai Rolling Dollars was a musician. He had many backup musicians. Ebenezer Obey was one of them. Ebenezer Obey left him as a backup musician and became a musician himself. Do you think about it that the other backup musicians were still backing up for Fatai Rolling Dollars? You don't get the scenario. I am Fatai Rolling Dollars is a currency. Fatai Rolling Dollars, I'm the one. I have 5 backup musicians. One of them leaves to go and start singing as a band. The other 4 remains. Perhaps the difference between that one that left and the one that stayed is self-esteem. Something told that one that you can do your own band. Something told the other ones no, you can't. How many people know what I'm talking about? That's the power of self-esteem. Now, so when Ebenezer Obey started singing, he also had a backup musician who was playing the guitar. His name is Shina Peters. I'm sure you remember that story, right? Now, Shina Peters was a backup to Ebenezer Obey. They were all playing guitars and singing. Interestingly, Shina Peters was not the best singer when he was singing for Ebenezer Obey. And you know, till date, he's only God that is helping him. I don't even know what I'm talking about. Good. But something told that guy one day, you know what? I can start my own band. And he left and started his band. The people that stay, it's not as if they are not as skillful as those guys. It is because sometimes the self-esteem was not there to start their band. There are many teachers here who should start their own school. The only problem is that you need money. You do not need money, you need self-esteem. Self-esteem is capital. Self-esteem is bigger than money. If they give you money to start the school, you don't have a self-esteem, you will not start the school. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. Self-esteem is when they bring down useless, weak child around. That's self-esteem. Self-esteem is that thing that makes you to proudly call yourself. You're a principal, you're a teacher. They tell you to introduce yourself. So what do you do for a living? You don't have to explain. You say, I'm a teacher, I'm proud of it. That's self-esteem. Self-esteem is what will make somebody say, want to go and want to become president. Ah, this thing is blocking our self-esteem. It's blocking our self-esteem. Why don't you go to this side? Let me go to this side, yes. Alright, let's forget them. Can you hear me? Good. Now, so it is not sometimes always money that is our problem. Sometimes our problem is self-esteem. When a person does not have self-esteem, there's nothing good that he's going to do well just because he's afraid of it. So, last weekend our brother Anthony Joshua was beaten up. I'm sure you are all sad, as I was, by a man that does not look like a boxer. That's the one painful part. The guy has probably more than me. I looked at the back of his back, and I saw bones.
Bros.
The friend of mine said he was going to kick us.
They blocked my camera.
Now, the point you ask yourself is that guy was fat. How many people have seen that? He's better than me. You know, as you can see, I'm not fat. You know. If you say anything otherwise, I can't security. This guy is fatter than me. This guy is shorter than me. This guy is going to fight somebody that has 3 belts. World champion in 3 divisions. This guy was taller than him. This guy has 6 pack. My friend did not have any pack. He only has a place where he packs his car. So look at this guy. Backless man. Short man. Fat. Cold. You are going to fight somebody. How many pack? 6 pack. Taller than you. Has 3 belts. And you enter the league. It is not that you are powerful. It is that you have self-esteem. Because personally, there's nothing that Anthony can do to me that will be annoying. Personally. Well, I will not enter in with you. Common bag that is 1.5. If Eku is on it, becomes 4.5. How many people know what I'm talking about? Pencil. That Eku has a village in America called Disneyland. They sell pencil there. Pencil. How much is pencil? 10 naira. Good. When this Eku that has self-esteem is put on that pencil, it's $10. Eku, come on Eku. But this Eku has, I know the Eku is proud and arrogant and can do things. And that's why he can get the results he's getting. Today the Eku does not come to Nigeria. He stays in America and influences all the children in your class. You know that if any child in your class dreams of Mickey Mouse and you are fighting Mickey Mouse in his dream, you know you're in trouble. So self-efficacy is the belief we have in our own abilities, specifically in our ability to meet the challenges ahead of us. So, as a professional, if I do not have self-efficacy, I will not believe in my capacity as a teacher. And when I don't believe in my self-efficacy as a teacher, it's going to affect my self-esteem. Remember, we are talking about self-esteem for teachers. So do I believe as a teacher I have the skills to teach you? Go to the next slide. Next slide, please. Next one. Go to the next slide. Just go. So how can I get self-efficacy? Very, very important. Number one, the success you have. If you train a child or you run a lesson and most of the guys pass job. So we must verbalize it. Don't know all of our teachers, we must tell ourselves whether we are good teachers. Somebody teaches a concept and you like the way it is. I like the way you do it. It builds people's self-esteem. And I'm sure all the people here are saying, how does it work? Those of us that are married, if you're a woman, your husband does not say I love you, you know that he's in trouble. You're in trouble. And you men that don't say I love you, say, what's there? Oh, that will show you mess. You are in trouble, you don't. So, verbalizing is one of the ways we can build the self-efficacy of a teacher and build the self-esteem. The other way is when we start to induce people's reaction that gets them the result they want. They are happy about what they do. You know, there are some teachers that when they get into the class, they are just sad. As they are walking to the school, sadness has come. Anytime they announce public holiday, Anybody that is like that will never have self-esteem. So Madam said, why? One of the reasons is that maybe the work is not satisfying. Some people like teaching, they do not like the result of teaching, which is the salary they have. Can I tell you one fact? Can I tell you one fact? They brought 20 children to you from my one. None of them can speak one word of English. None of them can use the bedroom well. None of them has etiquette. None of them is respectful. They bring these children to you, 25 of them, first time. By third time, they can speak English. By third time, they can use the toilet. By third time, they can identify alphabet. By third time, they know how to say please, thank you, and the magic words. That is your reward, not the salary. Anybody who wants salary to be his reward should not be a teacher. Go to banking. Right? Did you hear what I said? I don't listen. I know when you will not talk. I know. You see, let me tell you the truth. I started teaching in 1996. The joy of lives that you change cannot be quantified. So don't tie your result to the salary alone. Now, I'm not saying the salary should not be much. That's not what I'm saying. But when you enter an office and you need approval, I needed to do something that allows us some time ago. I went into the office, there were 3 officers there. 2 of them were supposed to approve what I wanted. As I entered, one of them said, sir! I said, Akeem, pull over. I said, yes, sir. So somebody else said, who is he? He said, he was my teacher. I said, sit down, sir. I came to ask for approval. Then I looked up and I saw one that guy said, okay, yes, sir. So I thought one in one school, I thought the other in one school. So in that 3 room where I needed approval, 2 of them were my students. They have to go, will I not get the approval? Listen, the last time we went to the bank, the guy that paid me money, do you remember it? Do you remember his face? Answer. Is there any teacher that taught you work at the one of the most painful. There's no wealth you have in this world. When you walk past your sister that needs wealth, you will stop. So when we now say, I don't want to be a teacher because the pay is small, you don't really understand teaching. You don't. So finally, one of the things that we can use to boost our self-efficacy is when we start to imagine the results we have. You know, you train a child and the child becomes a president, and you start to imagine what can happen as a result of that. Have you thought about it that some of our bad governors, no, when I say some of our bad governors, all of them are bad. Somebody says, oh, a woman being that has done 1 week, do you know whether somebody said, well, it's trying just that I said, every wife is good too. After some time, you become rich, like they say, no, let's go and put. But the point I'm trying to make is that all those teachers that we complain about, all those governors went through teachers. I don't even know what I'm talking about. And sometimes those teachers, if they see how the connections, then you know what the difference at the end of the day. So if you go to the next slide, talking again about self-esteem, and so how can we improve our self-efficacy? Number 1, we need to develop our skills. There are some of us that we still teach the way we were teaching 10 years ago. We need to get better. They flew me from here. I did not even do visa. I did not go and queue. They brought the visa to me at the airport. I remember when I wanted to say, no, this is not the normal passport. The man said, no, this one is a guest of the government of Dubai. I went to teach, nothing more. Every time I see Nigerian police walking by, I say, I want to come on. But the question is that there's no way I would have been able to teach if I did not improve my skill. So one of the things we need to think about is that let's improve our skills. So now you teach a class, you use the lesson you know last year, 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, and the world has moved. How many people know what I'm talking about? There are still people that are still teaching geography that it has 9 planets. Science says it doesn't have 9, it's not 8. But you will not know if they're not improving your skill. Part of the skill is your knowledge.
You don't finish. Come to home now.
So you are teaching sciences to children that have access to the internet. You know that you are setting yourself up for.
that second place now. Record and take out
if you say what is not true. And or when you decide not to learn to pronounce words.
Go that second hall. Take
I
out
say teachers that will pronounce what they are wanting. I think one teacher told him how he's going to make the balance. And the man said, go and do the agreement outside. My friend got 100 plots of land, telling how she wants to pay for it. It's not always money that gets progress. So if you go to the next slide, think about the fact that as a teacher, there are two dimensions of self-efficacy. Number one, you must believe that teachers matter. How many people know what I'm talking about? Do you know that there are some people that believe that doctors matter? That if somebody is ill, the doctor can get him well. If somebody is sick, the engineer can do something to his hand. But you know, many teachers don't believe that teachers matter. The first thing you must believe about a professional teacher is that teachers, what matter? And because teachers matter, that is what will now make you have the second belief you must have a child as a teacher. Those teachers that matter, I am one of them. So teachers matter, and two, I have the skills to master on the students I work with. You know, when we talk about, I'm going to show you a couple of slides. When you talk about teachers, some people just say, all of us are professional. The role of a teacher is huge. A teacher can destroy the life of a child. Oh, I remember the story of a child who went to school and they did CRK in school and they told him about the birth of Jesus and the fact that Jesus died and they finished the lesson. He went to Sunday school that weekend and the teachers and the Sunday school teacher said Jesus died and rose again. He said no, he did not rise again, he died. The teacher said Jesus died and rose again. The teacher said no, and that's all that ended. And when people die, they don't rise. So Jesus did not rise. So Sunday school teacher goes to me and say, your teacher, your child is a very bad person. He's teaching your child rubbish.
Yes.
So the mother calls the teacher and says, madam, I let you talk about Jesus in class on Sunday. He said, on Friday. He said, yes. Did you think that Jesus died? He said, yes. He said, so why is my daughter saying that Jesus did not rise again? Oh, the teacher said, the lesson note on Friday that Jesus died. Lesson note on Monday that you raised. That's the power of a teacher. That's the power of a teacher. How many people know what I'm talking about? If your teacher told you something, you should believe it. And you may never change your mind. Good teacher and I believe teacher. Go to the next slide, please. Next slide. So let me tell you about a man called Mr. Adedeji. How many people can read this? Please read this with me. Okay, let's read that quote. Primary school, Mr. Adedeji was my headmaster. So Mr. Adedeji said he feels that I'm brilliant, I should go and write National Common Entrance. National Common Entrance is the exam you should go to federal government colleges. So they sold form to all those in primary 6. So Mr. Adedeji said I should buy the form. I was in primary 4. I said, sir, I'm in primary 4. He said, I know, except but I believe you can pass the exam. So he said, go and tell your dad. I remember the form was 5 naira. Go and tell your dad and collect the form. So I went to tell my dad that I want to buy National Common Entrance form. He started laughing. I said, why are you laughing? He said, have you forgotten your class? That's my dad. I said, no, I'm in primary 4. He said, yeah, the exam is for those in primary 6. And this is not common entrance, this is National Common Entrance. You remember those days? That was the toughest exam. I said, but Mr. Adedeji said that I can pass. He said, don't worry, you wait for your time. So I went to class in school the next day. I said, my daddy said I should not buy form. Mr. Adedeji said, your daddy said you will not buy form. When we finished school, Mr. Adedeji followed me home. I went to tell my dad that I believe this boy can pass the exam. So buy the form for him. Okay, buy the form for me. I'll give to him. So Mr. Adedeji out of shape, my dad out of shape, decided to buy the form so that Mr. Adedeji would be happy. So Mr. Adedeji started coaching me and his own son, who was in primary 6, to write common entrance. We went to write National Common Entrance. Everybody in the school failed except me. It's Mr. Adedeji should clap. Clap for Mr. Adedeji. Everybody failed, including his son, who was in primary 6. So Mr. Adedeji said, you know what, since you passed, I committed to teach you and coach you. I'm going to keep coaching you even though my son failed. Mr. Adedeji coached me. I went to do interview. I was the first student that was given admission in that school. before they mark the interview. Why? Mr. David, you told me that I should be very bold. When they ask me question, I should respond. Right? So when we finished the interview, they now said, you know what? After this interview, we'll be getting back to you, those that are successful. From my phone, I sat down at the back, I raised my hand. The man said, the principal said, do you have any question? I raised my hand. He said, yes. I said, sir, you said that we should be expecting the result. Can you give us 1 month to be expecting the result so that we not just be waiting for it? I mean, we have other things to do. So we know if we don't hear from this time, we know we not get that. The man said, come here, come here. You have admission, you have here. They didn't have my skill before I got admission to secondary school. I was in primary 4. Who made that happen? That's the power of it. If Mr. Dede also wanted me to join the cult, he would have taken me to the cult. That's the power of it. So when we say it's scared of us, if you go to the next slide, it's identity. Okay. I want to read this quote together. Next slide. I want you to look at this picture. How many people know anybody in this picture? Who is this? This money, some of you have it in your pocket, right? This is Abayomi, the man that started Abayomi College. He was a teacher. So out of all the currencies we have in Nigeria, we have teachers there. The most represented profession on Nigerian currency is the teaching profession. I said that so that you don't say it's actually a primary school teacher. His highest career was to be an headmaster. So if you go to the next slide, so these guys are your colleagues. Those are the kind of people that were running this nation at the point. If you go to the next slide, I want you to read these quotes. Can we go? 1, 2, go. Who said that? Do you believe that? That is the president of the biggest nation in the world saying, after the parent, the most important person is actually who? The teacher. That is the president of the US talking to teachers in the US. What do you think a teacher will feel when he hears this? Proud, self-esteem will grow. Next slide. Next slide. Let's read this together. Alright, so let's continue. That's it. That's it. No, go back. That's it. Let's go. Does the teacher matter? So a man was given back to his name was Rodi Haha. That's the name the father gave you. And I just say, what's the name? Rodi Haha? No, that's wow. That's the power of a teacher. Now see, the man did not even know how you became there. So the guy got home and said, Daddy. So they said, Rodi, I said no. So Jesus is a member of the Nigerian Union of Teachers. They called him 90 times names in the Bible, 60 times they called him the teacher. And then at a point he said, you know what, you call me teacher is correct. I'm really a teacher. So when somebody says teachers don't matter or you don't matter, why are you arguing with them? These are your peers. Right? As important as money is, Jesus did not call himself an accountant. Go to the next slide. Next slide. Next slide. So that I go and then. So I'm going to go to the previous slide. The question I want to ask you at the end of the day as a teacher is, how do you see yourself? You can't afford to see yourself as insignificant or not powerful because you are. And I put all this slide and all this work for you to realize that no matter how you can make a difference in the children you want. So when we're talking about children are good, children are bad, children can make a difference, children can make a difference, children are strong in learning, it is the teacher that determines whether that child does well or not. So my request, dear teachers, is that don't ever put yourself down. When that parent comes there, I know how many people realize this. Some parents, when they want to come to talk to their child's teacher, the first thing they talk about themselves is their profession. Good afternoon, sir. I am Mrs. John. I I'm a medical doctor. Reply, good afternoon. I'm Mrs. Esteem. I'm your class teacher. What's special about medical doctor is 2 words: medical doctor, class teacher. I won't come and say, oh, you know what, I'm an architect. That one is just 1 word. You too, medical doctor can struggle with you due to a drug. The architect is 1 word. You're an architect. Ooh, that's a 1 letter, 1 word. I am a class teacher. And if you are a headmaster, you are 2 words merged into 1. Head. How many professions has part of the body as part of the job? So when you say, hey, it doesn't matter, hey, I'm just a teacher, I'm just a common, it's your choice. They bring a point to you. I tell people, I respect people, teachers, but guys who are teaching primary school. I stopped teaching primary and secondary school at a point because Wala was gone. But you start to teach adults, so I need to round up now. You start to teach adults, then they bring 1 child to your class. Do you know there are parents that when they say there is holiday, they call the school. This holiday, I know if they are Yoruba, there is a way we call holiday. This holiday, is there no coaching? Say there's no coaching. Why will you not do coaching? Why will you not do coaching? Do you think that it is that you want the child to learn? He can't cope with that child. You are the one that can cope with the child. Then that woman is not busy, you are crying. A woman that can't handle the child, you are the official handler of the child. And you are not crying because of this. No, you don't really get it. Oh, they are talking about who is impacting the child. You know some children will say, I love my mommy, I love my daddy. Sometimes they say so that because the school will take them for vacation. But in their mind, it's their teacher they love. Because you were the one that taught them. You were the one that knew when they were in. Actually, when you're testing, you were the one that told their mom. Because they didn't know. And you think those children are going to forget? They will never forget. I have looked for Mr. Adidemi for years. I can't find him. I've looked for his children. I can't find them. I'll decide that when I see any of his children, whatever I can do to support that child, I will. Because for you to leave from my phone to go to secondary school in the federal government college, it's not easy. It's not because I am brilliant. It's because of Mr. Adidemi. You are the next Mr. Adidemi. And there's a child looking out to you to be the next Mr. Adidemi. But you will never be Mr. Adidemi if you never have solution. Thank you very much.
So when it was time for me to introduce myself, I said, my name is Dr. Fawehinmi. I am a pathway educationist. And they were all wondering, what does educationist mean? And then I said, yes, I am a teacher. In fact, that day, everybody gave me a round of applause. And then there's another thing I want to say that to what first Mr. Young before I stop me, is that wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. Wanting to be someone else is a waste of the person you are. So please, we are struggling as a teacher. Why don't you make the best out of it? You see, most of us keep saying, I'm just doing this job for a few years. I'm just managing it, and then you find yourself 5, 3, 6, 7, 10 years after you're still a teacher, and then you're not doing the best out of it. And you heard what you said. But most of people want to end good money because I want to end good money. You have to be a better teacher. So I'm going to give 2 the fastest finger. Yes, question from here and here.
Alex. When he was teaching, he was talking about skill, and we were like, is it bad for a teacher to have a skill? And the answer was, shallow. No one answered, right. But I want to ask. I am a teacher. At the same time, I have a skill. An industry where I make shoes. I have an industry where I make bags. I have an industry where I make things, leather works. And at the same time, I'm a mathematics teacher. I teach further math and mathematics. I want to ask, and I have no reason not to. I'm proud to be a teacher, and I always teach. I'm a graduate students to have an handwork so that if you don't have issues when you are being, if you are not paid well, you won't have you still have other alternatives. So what I want to ask is this: is it bad for a teacher to have a skill?
Knowing how to make shoes is a skill. Knowing how to speak is a skill. Knowing how to make those is a skill. They are skills. What I would not accept is for an educational institution to tell students they need another skill because teaching is not sufficient. Right? So if there's nothing bad if we can do anything. There's nobody that has only one skill in the world. We are all skilled in many things, right? I mean, some people are even skilled in making indomie. Right? It's a skill. But the point is, don't make it better than the teaching skill that you have. When you start to think about skills in teaching, do you know this program, Bob the Builder? Do you know the Builder? What is Bob the Builder? It's a cartoon series, right? Do you know Sesame Street? What's Sesame Street? Those two programs were designed by a teacher, a child psychologist, and a creative designer. What is the goal of the teacher that designed Bob the Builder? They realized in UK, get the point, and some people don't know that. So many of us hated French. How many people like French when they were young? Good. Then one woman being showed up in Nigeria called Abayomi. Remember Abayomi? Whatever his name is. Which language was Abayomi using to sing? Did we memorize it? The French we hated. The wicked French teacher. We are now singing. You got him on this Juma issue. Now, so the point I'm making is that those French teachers would have taught us French in music. So instead of them to say to d'accord, d'accord, you know that you guys need that can confuse you. D'accord, turn it to a song. All French teachers are teaching chemistry. They are telling one subject I hated was chemistry. And the reason is that you have to memorize very ridiculous periodic table. Balancing goes to the left, electrons come to the right, and all those things. Most of it they have taught it. So we will never ever get. So as a teacher, I have a skill. You know what you typically do in Nigeria? You will go and deploy the skills in your church and you join the choir. Design from the choir. And be singing your subjects in class. Those men will not memorize it, they'll just be singing it. Let me say this before I don't microphone. One 4-year-old boy came to my house once. And I heard him singing. And he went up. It was this song he was singing. So I called the chocolate. I said, what song are you singing? He said, I didn't talk this song in school today. That's the song. I said, sing it. Wait. So I realized, and I was going to attend an interview. I realized this guy knew all the president's name. I didn't know it. I'm serious. So I said, I wanted to be sure whether he knows what he said. And I said, so Dr. What's the capital of Ondo State? We are from Ondo, it's my village. I said, what's the capital of Ondo State? They are not Ondo State.
I'm sure you all agree with me that it has been what it has been. Okay, take back camera because we have lots of training going